After me and Thor saved Frigga Thor's mother, we both killed the leader of the Dark Elves known as Malekith the Accursed, and then I killed Curse, and then I turned my attention to helping Odin, and I decided to make him young again because I want to talk to him about Hela, and that's exactly what I did as soon as Odin woke up. And then I said to Odin that I want to meet his daughter Hela and I can make her see things your way again, but in exchange I want your daughter Hela's hand in marriage, and in exchange I will see to it that your daughter never harms you or the people of Asgard. And then Odin accepted the deal, but before I am to marry his daughter I must bring her to Asgard so that Hela can be prepared to take Odin's throne. And then I asked Odin, you're just going to give Hela the throne anyway? And then he said, yes, of course I am, because I'm weary of ruling Asgard and I may be young again thanks to you, but I still have the mind of an old man that wants to retire and spend time with his beautiful wife. And then I said, I understand, it will be done. And then Odin used his magic to send me to hell to meet his daughter Hela. And then when I appeared in front of Hela, she asked me, who are you, handsome? And then I said, I'm a friend. I guess you could say I'm not here to cause any problems for you, but you will be happy to know that Odin doesn't want to rule Asgard anymore. He's giving the throne to you because neither one of his sons are worthy. And then Hela said, good, I was just going to kill him and take the throne anyway. And then I said, Odin told me you would say that and he wants to make you a deal. He said when he becomes an old man again you can kill him if you still want to do it, but in exchange he wants you to marry me. And hear him out first and talk to him about why he imprisoned you in hell. And then Hela raised an eyebrow and said, you are very handsome for a mortal. And then I corrected her and I said, I am a true god, not a mortal. I am not human. I am a god. And then Hela said, fascinating, I will make you a deal if you defeat me in a fight right now. I will make love to you today and I will bear your children and marry you and I will do whatever you want, but if I win today, you become my eternal slave and I will make you do whatever I want, Hela said. And then I said, you have a deal. And then I stuck out my hand and I said, let's shake on it. And then Hela shook my hand, and then right after that Hela formed her crown and swords, and then my Doom Slayer armor formed all around my body and my large frame towered above Hela. And she said, you're a really big man, but I've fought bigger. And then I said, no, you haven't fought anyone like me before. I'm a true god, not someone that claims to be one. And then Hela said, enough talk. And then she lunged at me with her twin swords and I dodged her easily and I started yawning like I was bored. And then she got very angry because I was openly mocking her actions, and she asked me, why are you just dodging me? And then I said, I really don't want to hit women, I consider myself a gentleman, but in your case this time I will make an exception, you know, out of respect for this fight, and you of course I will strike you when the time is right, I said while still dodging her strikes effortlessly while using the mastered Ultra Instinct. I knew Hela would never be able to touch me, and I also have the incredible speed of the Doomslayer, so Hela definitely can't hit me. And then I saw an opening in Hela's guard, so I struck a pressure point on the back of her neck gently, and that put her to sleep. And while Hela was asleep I made her and I a nice cabin so that I could spend some private time with Hela. And then Hela woke up in my bed and I said, hello sleepyhead. And then Hela said, oh, I lost the fight, didn't I? And then I said, yes ma'am, but trust me, it's better this way because you will still get everything that you want and more. So Odin told me to give you a message. He said that he's young again for now, but one day he will age again, and when he becomes an old man again he said he will let you kill him without a fight, and that's if you still hate him after you talk to him and hear the reason why he did everything he did to you. And he also wants you to meet your brothers. And then Hela said, very well, I agree to all this truce, and it seems like you have a very nice bed. And I said, yes, I made specifically for us. And then Hela said, I lost the fight, so I will honor the deal and I will do whatever you want. And then I said, okay, then please remove your clothes so I can see your beautiful body. And then she said, okay. And then Hela removed all her clothes, exposing her beautiful pale white body, and Hela is absolutely perfect and beautiful. And then I said, I like what I see, you're perfect. And then she smiled like a pervert and she said, it's to be expected, I am Asgardian goddess after all. Now for you, handsome. And then I asked her, are you sure? And then she said, oh, I'm definitely sure. And then I said, okay, try not to faint. And then I took off my shirt.